What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Shoppe. Beep, 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 beep. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and we're hoarding arcade points. That's the name of the game. Okay, the name of the game is Shopkeep, but you get what I'm saying. It's just a turn of phrase. I actually got everything done in the shop, I think, since the last play session. We haven't messed around with this new room in here. Don't think we will for a little while. I just wanted to get it unlocked, and I don't think we have the resources right now without breaking down some parts of this room to start building up this room, because one thing gets broken down, another one gets built up. Financial advantage is something we could very much use right now. We've got empty shelf space right there. I don't really know what I want to do with it, but I know what we need to do at the beginning of this episode. It's a new recording session. What that means is that they have taken our quest from us. So let me go ahead and sit down here. Normally we take a quest from them, but this time they've taken it from us, and so we just don't have it. We can go front offense. I think that might work. It's selling two-handed swords and plain swords, I think, maybe? The rare wish, I don't think we have the stuff for. So let me see this right here. Let me make sure that this is what I think. Okay, so yeah, two-handed swords and normal swords I think are well inside of our parameters. We should be able to move those around no problem. Whether or not we'll get them done today, I don't know, but we should be able to get them finished off at some point. I'll probably just put them like so. We'll just put them all over the place, and let's open the shop on up, because obviously most of the fun of this game is watching cool things happen while the doors are open. Kind of a weird week for me. I've been like binge eating for like 3 days now. It's been a very, very strange situation for me, where every single night I've either gone out with like family, or I've gone out with a friend, or like we've stayed in and we've cooked a whole bunch of stuff. I got a new waffle iron, and it is the stuff. I didn't put a lot of faith in the waffle iron. Didn't put a lot of faith in it. It was only like $19 on Amazon, but it had like 5,000 votes that gave it like 4.5 stars. And so I figured with votes like that, it can't be that bad. Either that or the people that made it have some kind of votey bot thing going on. However, turned out to be pretty badass. Made some waffles the other night, completely and totally overate. Hated myself for several hours afterwards. But in the long run, I think it was worth it. I made so much bacon. You know what I like to do when I make bacon? I fill up the pan, I do all the bacon in the package in one go, and then I actually keep it in the fridge for later. And I'm pretty good at making bacon. I don't want to toot my own horn too much. I don't want to seem like I'm arrogant when it comes to my baconing skills. But my baconing skills are pretty good, man. I make pretty solid bacon. People get excited when they find out I'm making thick-cut bacon. There are a few things in life that I take passionately. I am fairly disinterested in most aspects of life. But when it comes to making bacon, I can feel a little bit of excitement in my veins. If only there was a job where I just got to make bacon all day. And also, if you didn't have to deal with customers, that'd be cool too. Oh, you had to pay me $3 to come inside my store. I don't know what I would do if I went to a store and when I walked in, the shopkeeper would try and get me to pay him. That just seems so odd to me. Like, really? You want me to pay you to come inside and just look at stuff? He went ahead and bought some gloves. Everybody wants gloves today. Must be a cold day out. You don't fully appreciate gloves until it's like really, really cold outside. He's going to get himself a frost resist potion. That sounds pretty good. I planted crops in the back, and so our weed plants are up and running again. You threw my stuff on the floor? Why? But you already bought stuff from me. I thought we were friends. I thought we were pals. I thought we were homies. I thought we were drinking from the same cup. I thought that maybe we could go out later and get like a beer or something and maybe talk about girlses. Fine then, I want to hang out with you anyways. I was only a little bit excited about it. Oh, we got another robe in here. Boom, time to put down another robe. Poor choice of words. Every now and again, you just got to euthanize a robe. The robe is just too sick. It's too clean. It can't be trusted to be around other robes. You got to get rid of it. I almost said lobes. For whatever reason, my brain is hijacking me today. I'm going to do my best to waylay it and just be like, listen, brain, stop trying to say words that I didn't tell you to say. But if it happens, just bear with me. Just know it's been a strange week. I've eaten way too much bacon, and I think that may have affected my intellectualism in one way or another. How awesome would that be if eating bacon made you smarter? I wouldn't be that smart, though. I don't eat bacon very often. Bacon is one of those things, like I usually have like a package in my house somewhere, but actually sitting down, I don't have like a grease trap or anything like that. So every time I cook bacon, I burn the hell out of my hands because the oil's flying all over the place. And my stove is from like oh man. Oh, how did that not count? Hold on, I gotta murder both you guys. You guys both stole from me, so now you must die horribly to my door zapper. If that was a real invention, thievery would be a lot more terrifying. Can you imagine seeing somebody get liquefied by a door? You're just walking out of Best Buy and that guy with the yellow shirt pushes a button, just vaporizes somebody right in front of you. Like, I hope there's some kind of like checks or balances that goes into that form of power, because right now I really feel like the seesaw O power is tilted sharply in your direction. I feel like I'm way up in the air right now. You just mess with people, hover your hand over the button every time they walk up. He's gonna zap him. But then again, I'm cruel and have a sixth sense of humor. Not a sixth sense of humor. It has nothing to do with Bruce Willis, nor does it have anything to do with strange little children. I'm going to clean up this dead guy out in the front. His feet ended all funny after I stabbed him. Is that a normal symptom of a stabbing? Your feet end up funny? Feet are already pretty funny. Take a look at your feet sometime and try not to laugh. I bet you'll just think about what your foot is. It's just like an elongated paddle on your foot that allows you to stand upright. I bet we could get by with hooves, but then that would put all the pressure on like the muscles. Like as you stand up, it'd be like standing on a high heel, but only on the stiletto part. Did you... I think he just telepathically launched an axe across the room. Normally I get angry, but since he's actually expressing his X-Men abilities, I think I'm going to give it a pass for right now. Just be like, I don't know. Maybe just let him walk out for a second. Let's maybe not worry about the fact that he's got superpowers and just knocked our stuff over. Just give him a pass. I don't have I can shoot lightning, but if he got telekinetics, I can't guarantee that he won't just like flip it back towards me. Is that normally contained in telekinetics? Can he do that? See, I don't even know completely and totally what telekinetics all encompass. Does it encompass lightning? Can he kineticize some lightning? If so, it makes me a little worried. I'm gonna put a robe over here. Let's see, robes, where are you? There they are. Oh, you bought another one. That's cool. Go ahead and buy whatever you want. Just don't steal from my shop. That's the big part that I care about. I hate it when people steal from me. I never realized how irritating that was. Like, being stolen from happens every now and again. It's just part of living in society. But, like, when you have a bunch of stuff on a table, I mean being stolen from, like, while you're the proprietor of a shop. Whereas normally when I work in retail, I'm like, I'm not allowed to touch you anyway. So, you know what? Have fun. Steal away. Not my problem. It's all insured anyways. However, we live in medieval times. In medieval times, the insurance policies were really, really not that well fleshed out. Like, seriously, the insurance industry was operating on some pretty sketchy premises. Like the swamp, for example. They're always having foundation issues. It's always leaking up through the floor. It's always getting things all muddy. I mean, now and again, you get some nasty, fragrant molds. I don't want fragrant mold anywhere around me. At least people are buying stuff. That's pretty cool. I like it when people buy stuff. It makes my life easier. So, I know that all of you have been thinking, I know people said they wanted to get the game, that they were actually having issues getting a copy. That appears to be because there's copyright issues with the developers. I think the developers are like having a lover's spat right now. It sounds like they're all fighting over who owns the game. It's always a sketchy place to be in. When I was in the band, we had an argument like that, so I can definitely understand the direction it comes from. Everybody feels like they added their own special brand of sauce to the pot. And then once it comes down to it, the distribution of cash seems a little unfair. So people start bickering and fighting and bitching at each other. Hope nobody steals from me. Knocking shit over is cool. I can deal with that. Knocking shit over doesn't make me lose my mind. It's when you grab my stuff and walk out the door when my zapper is not ready to go that really makes me think that society needs quite a bit more punishment. Oh, man. Law enforcement out here needs to do a little better. Considering they're just leaving me to enact my own frontier justice. I'm going to go ahead and put some shirts on the rack. Nobody's bought any pants yet. We are carrying a variety of goods today, so we should be able to make a lot of really awesome sales. Nobody's stolen anything from us yet, which is pretty cool. I hate being stolen from, as I mentioned earlier in the episode. So if we can keep our loss to him... Did that guy just knock over 2 shields simultaneously? They're upping their game. They're upping their game. They're moving up in the world. Oh, that's not what I needed right here. There we go. That's what I needed. On this side, we have swords. Looks like almost all of my weapons are gone. Let's go ahead and put up some two-handers so we can keep working on that quest. I doubt we'll get it done today. My guess would be that we'll probably finish it tomorrow unless we sell like a ridiculous quantity of weaponry. But I don't think we will. Things should be good. God, it's so messy in here. It's so overwhelming sometimes. Makes me just not want to come into work anymore. It's too much. I can't handle it. Cannot handle it. Things laying on the floor everywhere. People acting all crazy. I'm pretty sure somebody just farted because it kind of smells funny in here. It might just be the combined mass of human beings. It may just be individuals, the smell, all coming together. Oh, good, my zapper's down, which means that I have to watch for people now. Ugh, there's so many of them in here, too. I don't feel like we're charging everybody that comes in the store. Got a minute 15 left. Christ. Let's refill the racks with shirts. Refill as many health potions as I can. And then we'll refill these guys too. Trying to keep myself in stock, but my god, they buy it out quickly, don't they? They buy it out very quickly. It may be easier. What I'm noticing along the way is it might be easier just to grab stuff with the left click. And then once it puts it on your cursor, then you can fill things in. So picking up something like that right there that you already had down, even though that one was displaced a little bit. Oh, we're out of gloves. Wasn't expecting that to occur. We have no more hand protection. How did you guys knock over the entire shelf in like the 4 seconds that I was away? I do think customer volumes may be a little bit high in game right now. It might be a little much. It's not really a complaint because I like the game the way it is and I think it's a lot of fun. However, that being said, customer volumes get to the point where they're almost unmanageable. Where essentially your storefront is going to be annihilated like 24 hours a day and there's not really much you can do about it until evening gets here. I'm sure that's supposed to be intended, but even with like automated robots and stuff like that, it's a little bit tough to keep stuff off the floor. I think they should probably lower the chance of people throwing stuff all over the place because we have all the upgrades right now. And we were able to sell stuff at 140% at the beginning of the game. We have all the upgrades now and we can still sell stuff at 140%. And yet, they seem to throw things all over the place even though we increased their customer tolerance by a lot. So, the throwing stuff mechanic I don't really think adds anything to the game. Other than, I guess, unless you find that sort of thing funny. But in general, for me personally, I find it to be more of an annoyance than anything else. And I don't think video games are supposed to be annoying while we're on the subject. I'm thinking that entertaining is more what we're going for. Like funny. That would work out as well. And I suppose there's a certain brand of human being that would find it hilarious to have their stuff thrown all over the floor over and over and over again. But I am not that brand of human being. I'm kind of an off-brand. The people that like that sort of thing are like Tide. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, Del Sol or something. I'm kind of like, I'm trying to think of the detergent brand that I buy. It's in an orange bottle that kind of looks like Tide, but it's definitely not Tide. It's called like Daylight or something like that. I don't know. It's got some janky off-brand name to it. It's detergent. It doesn't affect anything. I actually like the evening volumes the best. Morning feels like it's really, really slow most of the time when I play this game. And then, what did we... Oh, man, I needed a couple more wizard robes right there. Hopefully we can make a bit more cash. That sword's laying around. That looks okay. I mean, at a certain point, you just got to decide, like, what am I going to do? You know, you can get flustered about it in this game, or you can just keep on trucking and hoping that it works out. I apply that same line of thought when I used to work in retail personally. Like, man, I hate this job. But I can sit around talking about it all day, every day, or the second I'm out of here, I can just forget that I work there and pretend like reality is not reality. And then my time away from this place will be happy. And so I decided to live in denial. I felt like that was the better choice. Lots of people live in the Nile, most of them Egyptian, or on the Nile. Either way, old jokes are old. I probably shouldn't have told that one. Probably should have kept that one hidden deep inside the sack. But you know what? My sack every now and again, you just got to dig down to the bottom of it. Got to find that content you've been sitting on for a long time. The ass of the content. The butt cheek of the content. Got to dig down in there. You just got to find it every now and again. Dredge it on back up to the surface and just be like, well, it's time for us to make a denial joke. I always wonder if there's that one guy who's never heard that joke. He's like 41 years old. He's never heard the denial joke, not just a place in Egypt. Like cries laughing the first time you pop off the pun. Like, man, what a great way to live your life where otherwise old jokes are new and fresh. I don't know what I would give to get that back. Like when you were a little kid and somebody told you a joke and you were like, oh, and you like lost it. Only little kids lose it. Did you? Oh, see, I was going to get him. Door got him, though. Good for you, Door. Good for you. I'm going to cut you a Christmas bonus because you earned it. Because you earned it, Door. Because you earned it. Otherwise, I normally just stiff my employees. I have too much money in my hand right now to risk zapping anybody. I didn't personally see stealing stuff. So, I will more than likely not be zapping too many people this evening just because I've got so much cash on hand that it becomes a bad plan unless you see them 100% grab the item and try and walk away with it. Let's put a couple more things on the rack here. How many swords do we sell? Sold 5 two-handers and 5. I really feel like I sold more than that. I really sincerely do, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's happened before. I was going to say that book looked weirdly lined up. I guess nobody wants to learn how to do engineering. It is a tough major. It's a major that takes a little bit of effort. And I think a lot of people when they go to college, when you go to college, I'm going to be serious here for a second. Don't take an easy major. Like, for real. If you're there and you don't stress about your major at all, either you are exceptionally intelligent or you're working way inside your own capabilities. Take something that challenges you. Usually those lead into better jobs, too. You take like an easy major. Sometimes you end up without job prospects when you get out of college. Although, like I said, it's all a little bit objective. I know people for whom everything is easy. Even like engineering, chemistry, doesn't really matter. Physics, they just kind of come naturally to it. Sometimes I wish I was like that. I used to be jealous of people like that in college because when I was in high school, in like, you know, normal school, like elementary and whatnot, I always got good grades and everything came kind of easy to me. And then when I got to college, I really struggled because everything had been easy for me when I was in high school and junior high and all that sort of stuff. I had not learned how to try. I had not learned like what was necessary in order to like pass a class or whatever. And as it turns out, college requires a very specific set of skills. You can't just go to lecture and then not study, not do anything. Unless, like I said, you're really gifted. I don't know if I should be stocking up this table with so much stuff. It might break on me. Yeah, it was looking like its durability was getting a little bit lower. Let's repair our stuff. We're done for the day. Another day behind us. And we made a decent amount of money. We made about $28,000. 28,000 gold pieces, which puts us in a great position, especially if you're playing a game in which currency is hard to come by. I like those games. I like games where you don't have money a lot of the time. Like, they'll give you other rewards like gear or like weaponry or whatever, or new characters. But I like games where money's hard to come by, where money is rare. Where buying like a really cool thing of plate mail is like 200 gold, you know what I mean? And it's just so difficult to come by that amount of money. I remember how satisfied I was back in vanilla World of Warcraft when I bought my first epic mount. It was pretty shiggity sweet. I enjoyed myself with World of Warcraft. I don't think I could ever go back to that time period. So what do we have here? We have no gloves. So we need purple gloves very badly. How many of you do I have? 10 of you will do. 10 of you will probably do. I need a lot more of every potion, I think. Yeah. Let's start with potionry. So for potions, probably going on those. Probably going on those. Just to make sure I got a pretty good stack. I don't want to worry about it for a while. The frost resist will probably do the same thing. We needed gloves. Where are those gloves at? I'm trying to get them all in this order. I want to make sure we get everything in one big burst. Alright. And so while we're checking our wares, we have very few wands left. We have plenty of robes left. We have loads and loads of shoulders left, so that's good. As it turns out, people's shoulders are apparently precious to them and they don't want to lose them, so supplying for that need would be a smart idea. When it comes to those hats, okay. When it comes to these hats. So for the hats that we have, we probably only need like 10 more of those, 10 more of those. Probably going to need a bunch of gloves, because I think the last time we checked, we were completely and totally out of them. So where are... There we go. The leather gloves will work. I'll probably get like 30 just because it makes my life a little bit easier. It'll be a tad expensive, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. If you don't pick up this chest by the time the second chest comes, what happens? I'm curious. Curiouser and curiouser. I will probably take... You know, I don't really know what to put alongside these. I'll probably get engineering scrolls, though. Do the engineering scrolls, are they long? Are they like big blueprints? Or are they like a little item that you can stock on any of the little shelves or counters? I don't know. I just don't know. 7 and 6. We actually... It might take us a couple days to get rid of this one. Warriors are going to want plate boots. Rogues are going to want weed. I can understand that. I can understand. I'm going to leave these where they're at. It seems like... I don't know. Maybe they get bigger. I planted more weed in between episodes just in case. Wasn't sure what I was going to need versus what I was not going to need. So I kind of just got after it. We got plenty of plate boots, and it looks like they sold out pretty fast. Let's go ahead and drop these on the counter over here. And was it armored boots or was it plate boots? It was plate boots. Do I have any botas de plata? I know that's not how it's said. Don't correct me. It's fine. Just let me live my life. Live my life with boots against the wall. Live my life. Alright, that seems alright. I think I'm okay with it. I think our organization could use a little work, but much aside from that, I'm actually pretty proud of what we've accomplished here. I'm gonna put these staves over on this side. What was that explosive noise? Why did the staves explode with vigor when I placed them on the table? There'll be no exploding with vigor while I'm here. Stop that. Run retail. Everybody's supposed to be miserable and have a weird, just sort of like, I don't want to be here look on their face. Need a couple more swords, so I'll take those. I know we sold a bunch of those and a bunch of those, so that'll be fine. Probably gonna need a couple stacks of those. Cool. And so after restocking, I think we're looking really, really good. I need to take these gloves. I need gloves of hide. Yeah, I remember that song. That song was definitely my generation. P.O.D. The Christian band. They had an angel choking out a demon on one of their albums and pointing a gun at his head. That's a little edgy for a Christian band right there. Do angels have access to firearms? Like, what is Winchester's distribution status with just the celestial plane? Are those available up there? I always figured, since they always talk about having flaming swords and shit, that they didn't have access to those, but I could be wrong. I haven't talked to the J-Man in a while. That looks like it's going to be the end of the episode for today. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for the next episode of Shopkeep. Taking a look at our K points. I don't know how much we stocked up. We only got 40 K points that day, so we're not doing so good. I'm trying to save up for some of the more expensive stuff. Haven't entirely decided which ones I wanted to grab yet. I mean, it'd be cool to have new wares and start getting like rogue items and getting some druid items and putting those together. But on the other hand, the triple door zapper, the one that triples or makes it recharge really, really fast, would be helpful as well. I do feel like it's making a difference in our theft. So anyways, I'll give that some thought in between here and the next episode. I just wanted to thank you for stopping by for another Shoppe episode. My name is Splattercat. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.